Audio Jungle.
Hello students, this is in continuation of our earlier video wherein we have studied the different types of introductions and different types of overviews. What was the intention of our first video? Trying to help you understand that there is no thumb rule to write any particular introduction. It can be any way you like. The only aspect you have to remember is writing it very clearly without any grammar errors and trying to paraphrase it with the words which are already available there. So now we come to the second part, which is learning a full sample answer, understanding the sequence words for that, understanding different sentence structures in order to get a good and a safe band. So here we go. First thing required is the list of sequence words. So they are in the first stage or initially, following this or following which, subsequently when you are speaking about the other stages, it can be the simple word next or then, and when you come to the last stage, it can be in the final stage or finally. These are very good sequence words. Rather than using the word firstly, secondly, thirdly, try to use this list of sequence words. Now, the other winning aspect while doing a writing task 1 is presenting your sentences in passive voice. Don't again worry, because this class is not to exaggerate your worry but make you feel at ease and make your writing task very, very flexible. Passive sentence structures, what are they? It is or are plus V3 form of sentences. So let's see it in the example. For example, if you see it in the picture here, the dried animal skin is being transported. So we have the word here, transport. How do we put it in the passive voice? It is like this. The word transport in the V1 is taken in the V2 form as transported, and even in the V3 form it is transported only. Why are we doing this basic learning? We don't want to go wrong with our tenses. So we always use the V3 form, which is here. So it is or are plus V3. Similarly, let's see another example. If you are speaking about the section here, which is polishing, so we have the V1 form of it, which is polish. The V2 form of it is also polished, and the V3 form is also polished. So how is our sentence made? It is polished. Right. So this is the way you get your sentences in passive voice. Let's move on to make it a full-length sample answer. Step 1. It is rewriting the introduction. So here we have the diagram. The diagram shows the stages involved in the process of making leather goods. This is rewritten as the diagram illustrates the process of manufacturing leather goods. Simple and clear. And the word count is just 9. As I said earlier also, for the diagram questions, don't worry about the word count in the introduction paragraph. It need to be short, and it is short with only 9 words. Let's move on to the overview paragraph. What is the role of overview paragraph? It is giving the gist of this particular diagram, the summary of this whole diagram. So the number of stages involved and the first stage with the last stage. So let's put it in the words. It is overall, comma, the process. It is the process, or it can be this process. So the process involves Please see that the verb is in present tense. Diagram questions are always written in simple present tense. So it is involves several stages. Instead of the word many, we have used the word several, which is little formal. So several stages that combine both mechanical and manual steps. When you see the diagram here, that is a use of machinery and the goods are being transported, the animal skin is being dried, it is soaked in lime water for washing. So who does all this? It's the workers. So we use the word manual steps here. And because there are two steps, which is mechanical and manual, we use an academic word which is both. When you use the word both, it should be always followed with the pair which is and. Both and and. So these are the paid conjunctions. It begins, again the present tense, with drying animal hides. Other good word for animal skin, it is HIDES, and ends with the production of various leather items. Leather goods is just paraphrased as leather items. And because there are many leather items which are being produced, the word is various. What you have to take care is, when you use the word begins with, the same pair should be followed here, which is ends with. Moving on to the body paragraphs. Before that, let's see the word count of overview paragraph, which is again 28 words. Body paragraph, where you select the order of stages, at least half of it, and present it in the paragraph. Use the sequence words which we have discussed earlier. So here we go. In the first stage, comma, a sequence word always requires a comma. Animal hides are collected. Are collected is the passive voice. And dried in broad daylight. Once thoroughly dried, that is after it is dried. So again a good word is once thoroughly dried. Thoroughly is the word for completely. It requires a comma. The sentence has begun with the word once. Once thoroughly dried, comma, the hides are transported to a factory by truck or lorry, comma, where they are immersed in a strong lime solution. They are immersed. Immersed is soaking in water, putting deep in water. Immersed in a strong lime solution. And now here we have the additional information, which is water plus lime. And because we have to show our writing skills, this particular information is taken in the bracket form. So it is a mixture of water and lime. To ensure, that is to make sure, proper cleaning. Now this is the development. It is not stated here, the process what for it is done. But that is our development. The rough animal skin is being put in this solution for clear washing. Next, the hides are soaked in additional lime solution to soften and purify them. Again, to soften and purify them is for the development of that particular statement. The next body paragraph, which speaks about the balance stages. So it is, after this, a specialized machine then flattens the hides. The word flattening is converted into flattens. Students, don't worry of looking after the synonyms of the word. Rather, it is the parts of speech application which really counts towards your score. So it is the word flattening which is converted into flattens. The word drying here is converted into dried. So let's move on. A specialized animal, the specialized machine then flattens the hides, comma, ensuring a consistent texture. What for this is? that is for a standard texture. Again, this part is the development. Next stage we are going to describe, which is following this. The stages are, the heights are soaked in tannin, a solution made from water and vegetable matter. We have used the hyphens to show the grammar aspect. To improve durability, this sentence is the development. The tan leather is then polished in a machine to enhance its appearance. Finally, the leather is transported to a factory where it is used to manufacture leather products such as bags, shoes, and balls. So this is the way we have written a full and sample answer, which is of 164 words. Moving on to understand the better aspects, which is the sequence words. So it is in the first stage, next, after this, following this, then, and finally. Then it is the use of passive voice, which is are collected and dried, are transported, are immersed, are soaked again in the next paragraph, is polished with a transition word, that is the sequence word in the middle. Then it is transported and is used. Similarly, it is 2 plus infinitive type of sentences which are again very helpful towards our good score, which is 2 plus V1 form of writing. It is to soften, to improve, to enhance, to manufacture. Similarly, I was insisting since the beginning the use of simple present tense. And how it is written, children? Here is the structure. It is V1 plus S or ES. So the word is illustrates with a S to it because the verb is in singular form. Here it is involves because the verb process is singular. So it requires a S to it. It is begins. The verb subject being it, which is singular. So the verb has S to it. Similarly, ends. And then at last it is flattens. Here are the list of sentence structures which you can keep as your reminder every time you write your sample answers for the diagram questions. So it is first one, which is mention multiple stages in a single stage. Mention multiple steps in a single stage. That means take 2 or 3 and write it at a go, such as are collected and dried. So the animal skins are collected, that is one stage, and it is dried, which is the second stage. Then it is mention the reasons, that is do the development. Though it is not stated, try to do a little bit of development, which is why the hides are soaked in lime water. That is to soften and purify them. So this is the development. Similarly, use of passive voice sentences. So it is a specialized machine flattens the hides, ensuring a consistent texture. It is the complex sentence usage, which is the use of or the use of and in the sentences. Once thoroughly dried, the hides are transported to a factory by truck or lorry where they are immersed in a strong lime solution. And the last one and the most important one, it is do use simple sentence structures also, which is the diagram illustrates the process of manufacturing leather goods. How come this is a simple sentence? The diagram is the subject, illustrates is the verb, and the process of manufacturing leather goods is the object. Take all the notes. Be cautious while you're writing. Keep your notes with you. See that every notes or every learning you have made is properly used in your sample answers. Happy learning. See you in my next session.